My big picture question for you is, I had you on a year ago and you said most of your liquid net worth was in Bitcoin. I follow you very closely. I know that has completely changed in the last couple of months. If you could describe to my audience how you reposition your portfolio and why.
Yeah, there's no shock that I sold out. I haven't sold out. I've kept adding all the way through. I just switched my portfolio towards Ethereum and now almost entirely sold out of my Bitcoin and invested more in Ethereum and then a bunch of other tokens as well. And that was based on an understanding of network effects and how many people were joining the Ethereum network and the number of applications being built on it, which is basically what drives Metcalfe's law, the value of the network. Also, I noticed that the community within Bitcoin was a little too overly tribal, and that was forcing people out of the community. So we've got one community that's shedding members because it's not welcoming, another community that's very welcoming, that's growing extremely fast. And, I'm a macro guy at heart, so I just look at the chart of ETH versus Bitcoin and it was going to break out. So I just moved all my eggs into a different basket.
Well,
if I'm looking at it right now on my Bloomberg screen, ETH's up 430% this year and Bitcoin's up 65%. So it kind of worked.
And I believe, let me know if I'm wrong, aren't you even levered in Ethereum?
Yeah, I own calls. I've got some calls in December that's probably going to expire worthless. And I've got calls out in March. So I don't use leverage in a traditional sense of, where I can lose my position. I bought call options because then it's premium and I can write it off and I don't care.
I completely agree with you. We all start off I just don't know who the winners are going to be. And maybe I'm being duplicative. I don't know.
No, it's really simple. What I did to solve that same problem was just buy an equally weighted basket of.
Yes.
So I just put 80% Ethereum now and 20% in an equally weighted basket. Guess what? My second biggest holding right now is Sandbox, which is a
I love
metaverse token because it went up 20x in a month and a half. And you don't know what's going to move. These layer ones are doing well. Just own a basket of them. And that whole game is about, okay, Ethereum is overly popular, so it's becoming expensive to use. So these ones trade off decentralization for speed and price. So, and that's fine.
If you had to pick one from a market cap perspective in relatively short, only 5 years, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Solana, who has the highest market cap in 5 years?
Ethereum.
And at 10 years, you would feel the same?
Don't know. Less visibility, right? We just don't know what the world looks like. Could be ICP. We honestly don't know, and I think we'd be foolish to make that guess. But over 5 years, it's pretty difficult to see the gap between Solana or whichever one it is and Ethereum entirely diminish. I do think Ethereum dominance, like Bitcoin dominance, will go down over time, and that's fine.
Right. What other four do you think could be anchors in a portfolio?
Tokens, we're talking.
Yes, tokens.
I think Solana continues to do well. I think Terra probably is interesting. I think those layer ones, and then you probably have to take one of the DeFi protocols. Which one? I don't know.
Maximalist. I'm not going to include Breedlove in there. He's somewhat more open-minded and more of a freedom maximalist. But even he basically said, Angelo, you're so complex doing all this research and investing in 40 different crypto and tokens. Might you get those same returns by simplifying your life and being in Bitcoin? And you know what? You might be right, Robert. At the end of 10 years, maybe I complicated things more than I needed to. But if I look at the metrics and mathematics of Bitcoin, I'm sorry, I just don't see it going up 50 or 100x over the next 10 years. I like it. I think it's going to do well. But my thesis is I like other things better that are going to make me more money, maybe with a little bit more risk.
Yeah, and I'm with that too. And there is a probability that the Bitcoin maximalists are right and Bitcoin becomes the base layer money of the world.
Is
it possible? It's possible. Is it probable? Much less so.
And just to reiterate, when you say your liquid net worth, you're not just saying my cash positions. You literally mean you practically have no stocks, no bonds, no commodities. It's practically all in Ethereum and crypto broadly.
I have basically enough in the bank account to pay my bills. Every single other penny is in this. Sure, I've got shares in Real Vision and all that other stuff, but that's not liquid net worth. You know, that's all private stuff, and I've got houses and stuff. But this is every single penny.
Are you a believer of the adage you get rich by focusing on a limited number of things and get very concentrated?
I'm a macro guy. That's all we do. We don't run diversified portfolios. Macro guys look for the optimum time to take the maximum risk and leverage that.
You recently spoke, I think just a day or two ago on Twitter, relative to the current incredible volatility in crypto and digital. And I get it. It's not fun to wake up one morning and things are down 15 or 20%. But a lot of people, of course, Murphy's Law, they get involved in crypto and it goes down and they get afraid and they get out. They're not showing diamond hands at all. How could they get over that fear?
So do what I do. It sounds ridiculous, but it works really well. You put the money in, you know your overall risk, what you're prepared to lose. Let's say it's down 50%. That's a reasonable estimate of what you should be not concerned. We had a 50% drawdown this year. So you say, well, 50%, maybe even 60%, maybe 70%, whatever the ridiculous number is. And then you don't look at your P&L. You can allow yourself to look at the P&L at all-time highs, just so you can just smile to yourself. You don't look at it. You can look at the market. I mean, I've got the charts up. I've even got the bloody hourly chart up. I don't trade hourly. I don't trade my position at all. But I look at it because I like to kind of follow the structure of the markets. So I match my investment horizon with my time horizon of the trade, and I satisfy the adrenaline buzz by messing around looking at short-term charts. I don't trade at all.